And the Blue Streaks, as we thank our sponsor, Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in downtown Defiance. Thank you. Check out their great selection of new and used vehicles. You know, I always say that. I was out there once and saw it was a Chevy Blazer, not a Trailblazer, that when I really strike it rich, is going to be my next vehicle. I love those things. I love the new look. With that said, if Estill Chevrolet Cadillac needs a pitch man, wouldn't mind giving a guy a car to drive around just for, I don't know, say 6 or 7 months, I'd be more than happy to do that for him. But with that said, you can also check out their selection online at drivebobestil.com. All right, Scoop, let's break this one down. You've got two good teams, non-conference matchup, but, man, there's going to be a lot of talent suiting up on this field here this afternoon.
Well, there really is. Both these programs, two of the best in all of Ohio. They've had so many guys come through the ranks, have gone on to the college ranks and beyond. And get this, Brent, these two have combined for 2,450 wins all time. Again, two of the best in Ohio. And another thing, if you look at not just the spring state tournament, but also the summer state Acme tournament, these two programs have played in the state championship game a combined 27 times.
On the bump today, and you saw him earlier, but you didn't see him on the hill. Now you're going to get a good look at the sophomore for Defiance, Mason Nort. He is 3-0 in 5 appearances. He has pitched 24 innings. He's allowed just 3 runs and only 1 earned. How about this for a walk-to-strikeout ratio, Scoop? 3 free passes to 29 Ks, almost a 10-to-1 ratio. Opponents hitting just $1.64 against him, and he's got an ERA, you talk about stingy, of 0.29. This is just a sophomore, but, man, he pitches like an upperclassman.
He really does, and he really commands all his pitches, is able to throw any pitch at any count, so it's going to be very important for Archbold to really have some competitive bats. They're going to have to grind things out.
On the flip side, and again, they are battling some injury and some illness, but on the bump for the Blue Streaks, Isaiah Gracia. Again, 14 1/3 innings pitched. He's 2-0. He's allowed 10 runs, all but 4 earned, a 2.93 ERA. About this, though, a whip of basically 1.5, and opponents hitting .236 against him. He is a 2-pitch mix guy, and we're going to find out if he's on early because his fastball has a lot of natural movement to it. It's going to be crucial for him to stay ahead in the count today.
Yeah, it really is. When he controls the count, he's really effective because, again, his pitches have so much movement. And that fastball, he has the ability to run that either into a batter or away from a batter, which makes it awfully difficult to get comfortable with.
And again, nothing wrong with pitching to contact today for either one of these two guys, especially with the wind not really whipping around like we've seen it earlier this year. This park is probably going to play as true as it has all season long.
Yeah, and especially playing at 7 o'clock as well. The ball will not travel and carry near as far when you're playing under the lights. You got a little bit heavier air and so forth. So, again, use the turf to your advantage. Pitch to soft contact. Let your defenses, which both teams come in with very solid defenses, do the work behind you.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the keys to the game, as it is Archbold visiting Defiance, a non-conference matchup, as we've got the WBL versus the NWOAL. More than just bragging rights, though, on the line. Don't you go anywhere. We're back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestil.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back to Defiance. A little Lucky Boys confusion helping Archbold finish up their infield. as we are just a matter of minutes away from first pitch, as the Bulldogs, 13-7 overall, 6-2 in the WBL. They're playing a doubleheader this afternoon. They went down to Ottawa-Glandorf to finish up a suspended game in conference play at 4 o'clock. They won, hopped on the bus, headed back here, grabbed a couple chicken sandwiches, and hit the reset button. Archbold at 17-4, 3-3 in the NWAL. They know exactly what it's like to have to finish up a suspended game because tomorrow is it Edgerton, I think, who they've got? Evergreen, Evergreen. That they're going to be finishing up a game that was suspended earlier this season due to bad weather, although not nearly as deep in that game as Defiance and Ottawa-Glandorf was. It's the second inning. So, again, when you've got conference matchups that have been suspended and conference championships riding on the line, Scoop, everybody's going to figure out a way to get those games official.
Yeah, you're no doubt about that. And both these teams know a lot about conference championships. Defiance, 29 WBL titles overall. They actually also have a NWO title when they played in Archbold's league back in 1954. And, of course, the Streaks, they have 20 NWO titles, including the last 3.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to a great career begins with a great education at Northwest State Community College. Let's take a look at the visitors. Scoop, what do they need to do to walk out of here with a win?
Well, first for the Streaks, with Isaiah Gracia on the bump, he has to control the count. He has to attack the zone, get a lot of first pitch strikes, get Defiance hitters in those negative counts where he can use that two-seamer that can run either way. He's got a plus slider that's very effective, so when he gets on top, he can throw those pitches at any time. I think the second key for Archbold is going to be aggressive base running. Let's face it, when you play Defiance, a lot of teams are intimidated by playing the Bulldogs with their strong tradition. You cannot play that way. You have to come out with what you do best. Archbold's a team that's always built on being aggressive at the plate and on the bases. So I think it's going to be important for the Blue Streaks to come out very aggressive, put a lot of pressure on this Defiance defense.
On the flip side, for the host Bulldogs, this is their second game of the afternoon. What do they need to do to walk out of here with a 2-0 record today?
Well, I think they're going to have to play clean on defense because Archbold's a team that really hits the ball extremely well. The Streaks come in with a .341 batting average as a team, so they're going to have to play clean, not allow the Streaks to get extra outs. I think the second thing is they have to stay in the zone. We mentioned how important it is for Archbold pitcher Isaiah Gracia to control the count. Well, they have to be disciplined, not expand the zone, and force Gracia to throw something over the plate they can hit.
Those are the keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to a great career begins with a great education at Northwest State Community College in Archbold. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area in Defiance and Paulding counties for 100 years. Baker-Schindler.com. Let's take a look at the batting order for the visiting Archbold Blue Streaks here this afternoon. And no real changes, although they do have one injured player and one ill player. We'll break that down as the game wears along. But my, oh my, Trip Langendorfer, just a sophomore, is tearing the cover off the ball this season. He'll be the starting catcher, leading things off, hitting a robust .372. He also has 9 stolen bases on the season. Pitcher Isaiah Gracia will bat second. Colin Short roaming center field with a .460 average. He leads the team with 25 RBI. Hits in the 3-hole. C.J. Aurora Thompson will be batting cleanup. Jace Bernath will hit 5th in the 6-hole. Pretty good insurance for Bernap at a .383 batting average. Second baseman Joe Williams. The bottom third of the order as follows. Ethan Bowman will hit 7th, playing the hot corner. At shortstop, it'll be Harrison Weiss batting 8th and roaming left field and hitting in the 9-hole, Max Burrows. There you see a healthy team batting average of .341. However, the walks to strikeout ratio, Scoop, they're finding a way to get aboard. 129 free passes to 97 Ks. That second statistic might be a little high, but when you are still on the plus side, every coach loves that.
Yeah, you rarely see a team that has more walks than strikeouts. That's certainly a good sign for this Blue Streak offense.
Time now for the Star Spangled Banner, brought to you by our underwriter, the Defiance County Veterans Office. And the national anthem, courtesy of our underwriter, the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families. If you would like more information on what you might qualify for, check them out online at Defiance-County Veterans Office. Defiance County Veterans Office /veterans.com. Lights are on here, and we are hoping to beat the rain. It is on the way. To be honest with you, I'm stunned that it hasn't started raining already. On the bump, there you take a look at him, number 23, sophomore Mason Nort, and his numbers have been almost video game-like through the early part of the season. Scoop, as part of a four-man frontline rotation, that every one of them is sub-5 in an ERA. He is sub-1. As a matter of fact, he's averaging less than half a run per ball game to the competition, and he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, it's just incredible. As you mentioned, those numbers are more video game-like than you would expect to see at a high school baseball game. But he's that impressive, and along with that 0.29 ERA, opponents hitting below the Mendoza line against Mason Nort, coming in at just 164. That'll win you a lot of ball games when teams not only are not going to get hits, but they're also finding it hard to get base on balls and hit batsmen, because he does a great job, again, controlling the count and really hitting his spots with each and every pitch.
Finishing up his warm-ups here, the men in blue have drawn the following assignments here this afternoon. Making all the impartial calls in the field will be Dave Bowling. And with the gear on, and he's got the balls and strikes here this evening, Mark Weidenhammer. Mason Nort. A couple more warm-ups, and it looks like this is going to be the last one as Colt Ward, sophomore catcher, showing off a hose down to second. We are getting set for first pitch. Defiance out of the Western Buckeye League. Archbold out of the Northwest Ohio Athletic League. Two very proud traditions. Just because it's a non-conference matchup doesn't mean there isn't more than pride on the line here. Digging in from the right side, Trip Langendorfer. Sophomore catcher hitting .372. Stands deep in the box. Pair of underclassmen about to square off. First pitch misses inside, ball one.
And Brent, you mentioned Trip Langendorfer coming in at .372. Last year he led the NWL in hitting at over .470.
Hard hit ground ball to second, ranging over, going to have to field their position. Well, there's where, again, Braden Weaver ranged off the bag. That was Jace Brownlee's ball, and it was a dead sprint to the bag. Mason Nort got leather on it, but that was a very tough play. You're going to score that an infield hit, or are they going to give an error?
Going to give that an E1 that time. Great play defensively by Jace Brownlee. He was able to cover that hole, got to it, made a strong throw to the base. But that time, Nort trying to go over there and run full blast and look for the baseball, dropped it.
Brownlee led him to the bag with about as good a throw as you could possibly have hoped for. But again, that's a tough play. It's
a really tough play. You know, he made a great throw. The thing is, he had to throw it a little bit harder than he wanted because Langendorfer runs so well.
Yep. So here's Gracia digging in from the right side and takes a strike. Isaiah Gracia, Nort's counterpart here this afternoon. Also stands deep in the box. Waggle of the bat. Out of the stretch, Nort deals this one. A well-struck fly ball to center field. Horvath on his horse hauls it in for the first out. Let's go ahead and set the Defiance defense for you before Colin Short steps up to the plate. Again, as we mentioned, Mason Nort, the sophomore on the bump. It's an all-underclassmen battery as sophomore Colt Ward is behind the plate. From left to right on the infield, it goes senior, sophomore, senior. Rodriguez at third, Hansberger at short. Brownlee at second, Weaver at first. A sophomore and a pair of seniors from left to right in the green. Orta in left, Horvath, who just made the nifty running catch in center, and Drew Allegretti in right. One down brings up Colin Short, hitting a healthy .460 on the season. 25 RBI out of the 3-hole. Those are numbers you usually see more reserved for your cleanup or even your 5-hole hitter, but that tells you something, Scoop. He's stepping to the plate with table setters aboard.
Yeah, this is where you want him at the plate. He's been so effective. He also runs really well.
Leaning way back on that plant foot, and he takes a bender for a strike.
Right now, great job of Nord. He's attacked his zone on each of the first 3 Blue Streak hitters.
Checks Langendorfer at first. He's going to throw over. Langendorfer, don't let the fact that he's a catcher fool you. He can pick him up and lay him down. As a matter of fact, as I look up here, he's 9 for 10 in stolen bases this season. Just a tremendous all-around athlete. As this one well struck, deep the right field. Going back is Allegretti. It's over his head, and it will bounce all the way to the wall. This may score a run. Langendorfer will hold up at third with a deep double to right by Colin Short, and the Blue Streaks are in business in the early going here.
A great piece of hitting that time by Colin Short. He was able to barrel that up, went the other way. By the time Drew Allegretti could track it down off the wall, Langendorfer standing in at third, Short at second. And that RBI situation coming up for C.J. Aurora Thompson, hitting .322 on the season.
Aurora Thompson digging in with a golden opportunity to give the Blue Streaks the lead. He's got 17 RBI on the season. Number 18 just 90 feet away. The corners will come in, but the middle infield will play back. And right now, Defiance, they are content, or at least will accept, trading a run for an out.
Yeah, right now, if you're Aurora Thompson, you'd love to hit, but you can be situational here. Hit something on the ground up the middle, something you can lift.
He just reaches out and punches this one into shallow center field on the run. Diving catch by Horvath. He gets up, but it's enough for a sacrifice fly as Langendorfer will cross home plate with the first run of the game.
Tremendous piece of hitting that time by C.J. Aurora Thompson. He got something he can lift.
And they are calling that a catch.
Thompson just making sure if that ball was trapped and he was getting to first base. Defiance making sure throws it over. But again, tremendous catch out there by Will Horvath. But the fact he had to dive allowed Langendorfer, who alertly tagged up, to score. So rule that 5-8 sacrifice.
Yep. So with that done, 2 down. Runner remains at second for Jace Bernath, the first baseman. Another runner still in scoring position with 2 down here as this one, Bender misses low and outside.
Boy, Bernath has put up some big numbers here for the Blue Streaks, hitting a robust .439.
Yep. 18 RBI on the season. Scoop, you know I always look and see beyond batting average. How are you getting aboard? Are you getting aboard? His on-base percentage is .625.
That's video game-like number. Just crazy to think that you're getting on base throughout the season, nearly 2 out of 3 plate appearances. That'll win you a lot of ball games. Big reason Archbold comes in 17-4 against a very tough schedule.
1-1. Nort trying to keep the damage to a minimum. Deals a heater, and this one fisted foul up the first base side. 1-2.
Right now, Archbold's had some quality swings against Mason Nort here in this opening frame.
All right, we'll see what Nort decides to deal with here as he's ahead in the count. Normally likes to bend one off, but with a runner in scoring position, we'll see if he brings him something different from the stretch. And the belt brings a bender that doesn't, misses upstairs in the count 2-2.
Yeah, not a bad miss that time. Just try to go upstairs with it. It changes the eye level a little bit. It's going to give Bernath one more thing to think about.
2-2. Also misses upstairs. Well, do you give in if you're Nord here and bring a fastball?
Absolutely not. You stay with your pitch. You've got a base here to work with. Again, Bernath with those crazy numbers. You hit your spot.
Payoff pitch. Nord deals, and outside and away, ball 4. Line keeps moving for the Blue Streaks. They've got runners at first and second with 2 down for the 6-hole. What was I saying during the starting lineups? Insurance in that 6-hole, and the person of Joe Williams, who's hitting .383.
Yeah, what a luxury to have a guy like Williams hitting sixth, nearly hitting 400. And how about Bernath? Adds a little bit to that on-base percentage drawing the walk, but that was one of those really unintentional, intentional walks. They weren't going to cave in to Jace Bernath, who's really hit the baseball solid all season long.
So Nort will have to deal to Williams. First pitch heater right down central. Strike one.
That's a great pitch that time by Nort, using that inner third there to get on top of Williams.
The 0-1 from the belt. Sophomore deals. Take a little something off of that pitch. Swing and a miss.
Yes, he did. That time Williams way on top and way in front. And now quickly Nort has Williams in a hole at 0-2.
If you're Mason Nort, you can throw pretty much anything you want here, but just make sure you hit your spot. And this one fisted. Roll it a short, gobbled up, and strong arm across the diamond by Hansberger. 6-3, the recorded third out here in the top of the first. That retires Williams and the Blue Streaks, but not before Archbold comes up with one run on one hit, one error, one left the board, and we are through one half inning. Archbold 1, Defiance coming to the plate. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Bottom of the first, we welcome you back to Defiance. Archbold put up one run on a couple of hits and a key error. And they have staked starter Isaias Gracia to an early lead. And there you take a look at the junior right-hander. Breakdown on him. He's going to operate pretty much with a two-pitch mix. Fastball will be in the low 80s. However, it does have some run on it. And his slider is his out pitch. But, Scoop, when you only work with a couple, you got to make sure you hit your spots. And as you were talking about during the pregame, cannot fall behind in the count.
Well, you're right. It's so important for Isaias Gracia here to control the count. He's going to need to have a lot of first pitch strikes here to be successful against this Defiance team that is starting to swing the bat a little bit better here as the temperature starts to warm up. But remember, Brent, Gracia also has that two-seamer that he can make run either way, so he's got good movement in all of his pitches. Again, the key is going to be can he locate.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup for the Bulldogs. Colt Ward, sophomore catcher, will lead it off, hitting .316 with an on-base percentage of .400. Shortstop Jaron Hansberger hitting second. Jace Brownlee the second by first pitch swinging. Liner into the left center field gap, and it will get down. This is going to be, look at this. Ward rounding first. Will there be a play? There will not. A leadoff double. And just like that, the tying run is in scoring position to lead off the Defiance first.
Great swing by Colt Ward, and I love the aggressive approach by Defiance. The fact that Gracias typically likes to control the count, attack the zone early. And Colt Ward, he's got that professional swing, starts out one pitch double. Tying run now on second base.
There's Hansberger digging in. We will take a look at the remainder. Let's take a look at the rest of the lineup here for Defiance. We only got one pitch before Ward immediately put on the Jets. Mason Nort will bat in the cleanup spot. Diego Tavares, the DH, hitting .294 in the 5-hole. Braden Weaver hitting 6th. Drew Alleghetti roaming right field, batting 7th. Daniel Orta in left field today, hitting in the 8-hole. And Will Horvath, the speedy center fielder. Don't let the 9-hole fool you. He's hitting .326 with 10 stolen bases. Whoa, and this one scoots away as hitting the deck. Hansberger, and Ward takes an extra 90 feet. So 2-0. And the tying run now standing at third with nobody out. And with the infield back, as you can imagine, just in the bottom of the first, if you're Hansberger, just put the ball in play and you've got a tie ball game. 2-0. This is downstairs. After this next pitch, we will set the Blue Streaks defense. Gracias trying to settle his nerves here. Looking at a 3-0. slings it, and heading down to first. Hansberger will step back in. It's a called strike by home plate umpire Dave Bowling. We'll wait maybe after this pitch to show you Defiance's defense. Pardon me. Let's try that again. Archbold. There's a hopper up the middle. Ranging in is Wise at short. Guns it across the diamond, but it does the trick as Ward will score. And we are tied at 1-all. All right, let's take a look at the Blue Streaks defense. As we mentioned, junior Isaiah Gracia on the bump. Sophomore Trip Langendorfer completes the other half of the battery. From left to right on the infield, a trio of sophomores. Sophomore, senior sophomore. Bowman at third, Wise at short, Williams at second, and Bernath at first. From left to right in the outfield, it's a sophomore sandwiched in between a pair of seniors. Max Burrows in left, Colin Short in center, and C.J. Aurora-Thompson in right. As Chase Brownlee digging in from the right side, looking at a 1-1 count. As this one misses low and away, ball 2.
That's that two-seamer that time from Grossi. Just kind of ran away from Brownlee.
Now Gracias is missing low and away. He's got that three-quarter arm slot. Sometimes it even dips down to almost a true sidearm. But Scoop, with that, it looks like he kind of throws across his body a little bit. Looks like it's got some natural glove side run. And right there's a nice frame job by Trip Langendorfer for strike 2.
Tremendous job that time by Gracia. He's able to come up with the West Banco strikeout there on that nifty two-seamer.
Stand corrected, that was strike 3. There you get a good look at the Archbold right-handed hurler. So 2 down, base is empty for Mason Nort. Takes just above the letters. Nort, we focus on his pitching, but he can also hit as he fouls this one straight back. His sample size is a little bit smaller as he's only had 19 at-bats, but he's hitting a respectable 368. Sidearm there and glove side run. This is on the outer third, ball 2. Lights beaming down here, a much later start than usual on a weeknight. So this one scoots away from Langendorfer, goes to the backstop. It's now 3 balls and a strike.
This is the second 3-ball count that Isaiah Gracia has gotten into here. Right now, Defiance and Mason Nort can be very selective here, sitting dead red.
He takes a strike on the outside corner. Payout pitch, misses low and away. And the inning extends with a 2-out walk for Mason Nort.
Great job there by Nort. We talked about one of the keys for Defiance, staying in the zone. He did a great job of laying off a couple marginal pitches just off the plate. And he coaxed a 2-out walk here, represents the go-ahead run here. As now Diego Taveras steps to the plate.
DH. Tavares hitting .294 in the 5-hole. Gracias working out of the stretch. Comes home. Popped up. First base side, foul territory, and it will get out of play. Gracia, multi-sport athlete. Long look at first. Decent lead by Nort. The 0-1. Sidearm slunger inner third, and that misses upstairs, according to home plate umpire Mark Weidenhamer. Gracias looks like he will come from multiple arm slots. Now, I'm not sure if it's pitch specific or just on feel, but he's a little bit of a difficult cat to pick up. We were always coached there's got to be a soft window that you try and see where the release point is, but as he slings this one to first, boy, a great pick by Bernath. But Scoop, if you're trying to scout as a hitter, Isaiah Gracia, how do you pick him up?
Well, that keyhole release is always big, and I think the release depends on if he's going to make the ball cut one way or the other.
Popped up, right side on the infield. Williams stays with it and hauls it in for the final out here in the Defiance first. Not before the Bulldogs come up big, though. They get the equalizer on a leadoff double by Colt Ward. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left the board. We're through 1, tied up at 1. Defiance and Archbold, you're watching DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Back at Defiance, there you get a good look at the infield, especially on the right side for the host Bulldogs. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. Now, wait a minute. Yeah, they are getting rid of the error for Defiance. So 1 run on 1 hit and no errors for the Bulldogs. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for the Blue Streaks. So we are going to make the necessary adjustment in our scorebooks here.
That will be an earned run then.
Yes, it will. That's why we still suggest you keep your scorebook in pencil. All right, Mason Nort finishing his warm-ups on the bump. He will deal to the bottom of the Archbold order. Ethan Bowman will lead it off. Harrison Wise on deck. Max Burrows in the hole. The batting averages do drop off in the bottom third of the order. Not to say that they can't hit, but they haven't been quite as consistent as the top 6. Bowman will dig in from the right side, hitting .226 on the season. Righty-righty matchup. Tight, compact delivery. Wow, great movement on that pitch from Nort. Scoop, we are looking at the very early stages, but in 2 seasons from now, I guarantee you there are going to be plenty of college coaches that are going to come calling for number 23.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Swing and a miss, played with a little bit of tempo there, got him out on his front foot, and now he's in charge at 0-2. Plus, there's just body language, Scoop. We talk about mound presence for a sophomore. Mason Nort has a ton of it. Just a picture of concentration as he toes the rubber. The 0-2 popped up. Right side, drifting into foul territory. Weaver giving chase. He runs out of real estate.
Yeah, really the only box that Mason Nort doesn't check is that 6'4" pitcher that a lot of the colleges are obviously looking at, but certainly he's got that Tim Belcher stature out there, and he's got great movement.
Quite the comparison as this one misses above the letters. Look, you and I talk to a lot of the same college coaches, and they're all saying the same thing right now. The body type, basically your typical prep recruit, has changed in baseball, especially on the bump, as there's a bender called, 3rd strike. Bowman knew it. A backwards West Bank okay to lead off the Blue Streaks' 2nd inning.
Well, what a great sequence that time for Mason Nort. Just completely fooled Ethan Bowman, the sophomore there, with that slider that hits the inside edge. And you're right, he knew it. A big punch out there. A West Banko strikeout for Nort, his first of the afternoon.
Nort digs in. He'll deal to Harrison Wise, shortstop. First pitch swinging liner, and Hansberger barely got a step to his right before that ball was into left field. Wise didn't go up guessing. He got a first pitch heater and promptly pulls it into left field for a 1-out single.
Well, Harrison Wise, another number 23 that colleges in a couple of years are going to come around looking forward to play at that next level as well. That time he was sitting on a fastball. He got it, did not miss it. A 1-out single for the Blue Streaks.
That'll bring up Max Burrows. Throw over to first just to keep him honest. Burrows coming into tonight's game hitting .216. Mason Nort would love to entice a potential inning-ending ground ball double play. As this one misses outside, Ward tried to frame it up and kind of shakes his head a little bit as he tosses it back to the mound.
Yeah, I think both Colt Ward and Mason Nort wanted that pitch.
Yep.
A good-looking heater that just missed the edge there on the black.
1-0. Popped him up on the infield, drifting back a couple feet into right field. Shallow, but nicely played by Jace Brownlee. There's 2 away.
Once again, tremendous pitch by Nort. He didn't let the no call on that first fastball affect him. Comes right back with another quality pitch. And now we'll see if Coach Jeff Brunswick wants to get aggressive with 2 outs and Harrison Wise on first base. And a lineup turning over to Tripp Langendorfer, who led things off with that infield single.
He scored the first run of the ball game. Again, he's got one of, if not the best, contact hitter at the plate right now, and he sends a chopper to short. On a pick, throwing off his back foot, Jaron Hansberger, shades of Brez Zipfel, making short work of the Blue Streaks here in the top of the second. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the frame, tied up at 1 apiece. Defiance and Archbold. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948. When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Bottom of the second, we welcome you back to Defiance. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for Archbold. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors for Defiance. Isaiah Gracia on the bump for the Blue Streaks for his 2nd innings worth of work. And he will deal to 6, 7, and 8. Left-handed hitting, first baseman Braden Weaver. And leading it off for the Bulldogs, right fielder Drew Allegretti standing in the on-deck circle. And left fielder Daniel Orta in the hole. Gracia. Looks like he's going to get 1 more warm-up pitch here. Langendorfer now has his gear on. Throw down to second.
We
are getting set for 2nd inning action. Quick meeting on the bump. Langendorfer's going to go out and have a chat with his pitcher as well. It's a quick one. Whatever it was. Well, now a little bit more. Maybe a little something on the scout on the left-handed hitting Weaver.
Great job by Defiance getting that shutdown inning in the top of the second after scoring a run at the bottom of first. And now they're trying to win an inning, put something across the board.
First pitch misses up around the visor to Braden Weaver. Stands in with a somewhat closed stance. This one misses in the cellar, 2-0. Weaver entering this evening's contest, hitting .220. He's had some big hits in the early part of the season for this Defiance squad, and Langendorfer's having a little bit of an issue with his shin guard, so they will allow him to reattach it. And there you take a look at the coach's son. There you take a look at Isaiah Gracias.
Weaver can be a patient hitter, so he's not afraid to take a base on balls if afforded the opportunity.
Langendorfer really having some issues with his equipment. I think it's actually his chest protector. He's got it back on now. Mark Weidenhamer handing him his helmet, and we are ready to resume play. Defiance a winner earlier this afternoon. They went down to Ottawa Glandorf to finish up a game that was suspended earlier this season. They win, was it 7-2 or 9-2? I think it was 9-2. Yep. So with that, still staying in the hunt for the WBL championship. They have 1 more conference game left to go. If they win that, regardless of what happens at St. Mary's Memorial or elsewhere, they have guaranteed themselves at least a share of the conference championship. But right now their focus is on the Blue Streaks as this one misses upstairs. Leadoff walk for Braden Weaver.
Well, you're right. Defiance do what they had to do, and they keep they control their own destiny as far as WL. They will play league leader Lima Bath, and Bath certainly coached by former Defiance Bulldog would love to have that title by themselves, but certainly Defiance is going to be up for the task.
We are going to have a pinch runner or courtesy runner. Johnny Kistner will check in for Braden Weaver. Kistner can pick him up and lay him down. Squaring to bunt. Allegretti sends this one back to the mound, and look at this. Gracia showing off that cannon for an arm, side slings it to second base, and a really good pick by Harrison Wise, and they get the lead runner for the first down.
That's a big-time play by Isaiah Gracia. That ball two-hopped him, and off the turf it got to him in a hurry. And even with the pinch runner, he knew he had time. He threw a laser, but a tremendous play there by Harry Wise there to hang on.
So a runner at first, but now with one away. That'll bring up the 8-hole, Daniel Orta. Orta hitting just a $133 as they'll throw over to first. Runner goes, swing and fouled back. Well, again, Orta did the right thing there, swinging to protect the runner. That was a foul ball, was it not?
Yes, it was.
So the runner's going to have to go back to second, correct? Apparently it was not. Okay, he's staying at second base. Stolen base. 1-1. There's a strike at the knees.
Great looking pitch that time by Gracia. 1-1 pitch, always the biggest pitch in baseball. He paints it at the knees.
This one misses way outside, and Langendorfer really had to get out of his crouch to save that from going to the backstop.
Come on, Danny. Basketball legend. Let's see another.
Gracia from the stretch, and he'll step off. Tell you what, we hear vocal dugouts no matter what conference, no matter where we've gone for our broadcasts, but Defiance is constant. They are very energetic. 2-2, this one kind of reached and punched past a diving Wise into left field. And slowing it down, Allegretti will stop at third, and Defiance with a little something brewing now here in the second. Runners at the corners with only one out.
Well, how about that piece of hitting that time by the sophomore Daniel Orta? You won't see a better piece of hitting anywhere. Did a great job on a tough pitch. 2 strikes, takes it the other way. Orta continues to swing a hot bat for Coach Rick Weaver and the Bulldogs. And now they've really got something cooking here. Runners on the corner. Will Horvath.
Digging in from the 9-hole, and as we talked about, the team's leading batting average at .326. After the first inning, he's effectively an extra leadoff man.
Yeah, he really is. He's that table setter for when it turns over to Colt Ward, another really proven hitter for Defiance. So right now, a tough spot here for Isaiah Gracias, trying to get out of this second inning with the score tied at 1-1.
Horvath right on top of the plate. Waits the 0-1. Orta, modest lead at first. Not going. Showed bunt, and now he does on a delayed steal, and there will be no throw.
Great execution that time from Daniel Orta, the sophomore. The delayed steal. And that time he had the perfect pitch to go on as well. And there's not even a throw, and now base hit could bring home 2 here for the Bulldogs.
1-1 the count, 1 down, bottom of the second. Defiance looking to take their first lead. Late swing on a pitch just above the letters, and Horvath is upset with himself.
Yeah, that time I thought Horvath kind of expanded the zone that time. He chased one upstairs. And now Gracia's got him where he wants him at 1-2.
Long swing that time by Horvath. And it got him again. Boy, got those arms out and was just late. And Horvath looking skyward as he heads back to the dugout via a West Banco strikeout. And that is a huge second out for Gracia.
It really was, because you knew Orta just wanted to try to be, or Horvath wanted to be situational there, just try to put the ball in play where you've got some good speed. You're probably going to score a run.
Now, again, we've talked about this multiple times, but for most lefties, the sweet spot in their swing is down and in. And Gracia dealt him 2-letter high, actually just above the letters, fastballs, and we saw Horvath's swing get a little long there. How do you counter that as a lefty, or is that just a pitch you have to lay off of?
Well, I just think you're getting yourself out when you try to expand the zone like that. You're not going to catch up to a guy that Gracia is going to hit mid-80s with that fastball.
And they're going to intentionally walk Colt Ward. Colt Ward won't even have to take a pitch as he is intentionally walked. Ward doubled in his last at bat. And they are going to deal to Jaron Hansberger.
I don't blame Coach Jeff Brunswick for that. I thought that was kind of a no-brainer. You got first base open, pitch around Colt Ward, but you still got to go through the senior, Jaron Hansberger.
First pitch swinging, chopper up the middle, and it gets into center field. 1 run is home. They'll go ahead and wave order around third. The play at the plate, got him! Well, it took a perfect relay, and that's exactly what Archbold came up with, and that will do it for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second. Not before they do come up with the go-ahead run, the single by Jaron Hansberger. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left the board. We'll head to the top of the third. Bulldogs 2, Blue Streaks 1. You're watching DCTV Sports.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Back at Defiance, lights beaming down, skies are gray, but right now the rain is holding off. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors for the host Bulldogs. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for the visiting Blue Streaks. It could be worse if not for a tremendous throw from sophomore center fielder Colin Short. Coach Weaver sent the runner around third on the single up the middle by Jaron Hansberger, and on, was it a 1 or a 2 hopper, again taking advantage of that turf, but Daniel Orta thrown out to keep it a 1-run ball game.
Just a tremendous play that time from Colin Short out there in center field, and you certainly knew Coach Weaver with 2 outs was going to send both men trying to score, but credit Short. You just got to tip your cap. He made a tremendous play. That ball was right where it had to be to trip Langendorfer. Langendorfer secured the tag just in time. So tremendous play to keep us a 1-run ball game.
2, 3, and 4 set to take their second cuts of the evening against Defiance starter Mason Nort. Isaiah Gracia will lead it off. Colin Short, who made that tremendous throw, stands in the on-deck circle. And the cleanup hitter C.J. Aurora Thompson waits in the hole. Gracia 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Swings and misses at a first pitch letter-high fastball, strike 1.
That's that pitch I think you have to lay off. Just too hard to hit there. It's going to get on you in a hurry. Good-looking heater that time from Nort.
This one misses downstairs. Well, in between innings, you and I were guessing on the metrics, in this case, height for Mason Nort. We were guessing. I guessed 5'8" to 5'9". Is this one a shot up the middle, and it's got eyes. It will get through. Oh, and a little bit of jawing to the Defiance dugout as Gracias comes into first base with a leadoff single.
Well, that time, Gracia for the second time this afternoon gets the leadoff man on base for Archbold. And now they have that tying run on first. That'll bring up Colin Short, who ripped that double to straightaway right field back in that first inning.
Digs in, leaning way back on his plant foot. He went oppo and hit the deepest ball that I've seen in probably 2 seasons here. This park, again, tends to eat baseballs. As this one in the dirt, Ward blocks it. Gracia mad at himself that he didn't get the dirt ball read. He remains at first.
That's a big-time block by Colt Ward. He did everything right. He used the equipment. He kept the ball in front. Literally picks it up and checks Gracia back to first base.
So the 1-0, Nort from the belt. Deals, check swing. It doesn't matter. It's a called first strike. The dimensions here at Defiance, pretty standard down both foul lines, 325. And again, got enough depth in the power alleys at 355. Things really shorten out in straightaway center at 375. So this one fouled straight back, make it 1-2. But Scoop, this park plays bigger than its dimensions, especially this. I can't call it a short porch at center because we're still talking prep baseball, but this place just seems to eat fly balls.
It always does. We've rarely have seen anything leave the yard here at Defiance.
Or even get deep. This one off speed, misses downstairs. A big hit in this park is a double to either of the power alleys.
I can say I've seen a couple home runs here, but again, for as many games as I've seen here and coached here, I've seen very few.
This one, a high fly ball straight away to center field on the run towards the line. Allegretti lays out and makes a great diving catch. Gracia thought that ball was getting down, and he will have to return to first base.
Big time play out there by Drew Allegretti that time. Highway robbery to take away extra bases from Colin Short.
And this is a senior who has been battling injury all season long. He's bending over, and that back has been very sore the past month or so, but he appears to be none the worse for wear.
Well, I like what he did, Brent. Instead of just putting your glove out and kind of drifting after, he had that glove down. He was sprinting all the way, put the glove out the last second, needed every inch of it as well as he takes away multiple bases again from Colin Short.
If that gets by Allegretti, that scores Gracia from first. I don't think there's any question about it. But as it stands, it's an incredible web gem, and the first out of the inning as Aurora Thompson digs in, looking at an 0-1 count. Aurora Thompson, no official at bat as he flew out to center in the first on a sacrifice fly to bring home the Blue Streaks' only run. Runner goes. Ward with a cannon down to second, but the throw sailed on him a little bit, and Gracia is in with a stolen base.
Well, Gracia had the perfect pitch to go on that time, an off-speed changeup. Gave him a little bit extra time, but it looked like Ward had the ball there in time, but again, just kind of faded away on the right side of second base. So credit Gracia a stolen base, and now an RBI situation for C.J. Aurora Thompson.
Gracia with his 13th stolen bag of the season. As this one misses upstairs, 2-1. Aurora Thompson, 17 RBI on the season. Number 18 would be the equalizer, and it stands in scoring position in the person of Isaiah Gracia. 2-1. Nort from the stretch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to third. It's towards the dugout side of the bag, and Gracia with back-to-back stolen bags is now just 90 feet away from tying this ball game.
Tremendous job by Gracia. That's a big play, getting to third with less than 2 outs. So now we'll see what Defiance will do. They'll probably bring their corners in.
They are.
Keep the middle infield deep. So now you can be situational here.
2-2 upstairs. Mason Nort could be his own best friend here with a strikeout. And for the first time in a couple of outings on the bump, I'm seeing just a little bit of frustration in the body language. He'll retoe the rubber here.
This is the second time today that Nort's been in a 3-ball count.
Comes home. This one. Sinker down the left field line. It will get down. Gracia will score. They'll throw behind the runner to keep it as a single. And the Blue Streaks here in the top of the third have just tied the game at 2-2.
A great piece of hitting by the senior, C.J. Aurora Thompson. And again, the second 3-ball count of the afternoon for Nort, and both have resulted in base hits. The other one came to Trip Langendorfer in the first inning where he had that base hit to the right side. This time Thompson is able to take it into left field, an RBI single. Potential go-ahead run now on first base for the Streaks.
Aurora Thompson has provided the offense so far here this evening for the Blue Streaks. 2 at-bats, 2 RBI. We're knotted up at a deuce apiece as Chase Bernath digs in.
And how about Archbold, Brent? 5 hits here, and we're just 1 out into the third inning. So the Streaks really doing a great job of making some solid contact against Mason Nort.
I will also say this, Aurora Thompson can pick him up and lay him down. He's a perfect 10 for 10 in swiped bags so far this season, so we'll see how aggressive they want to get with him at first base. It's a swing and a miss by Bernath, makes it 1-1. Nort. Boy, late decision there. That ball was almost in Colt Ward's mitt before Bernath offered, and he's down on the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that time looked like Nort kind of amped it up a little bit, but Bernath was extremely tardy on that. Now he's in a hole.
1-2, runner goes. Ward's throw down to second. Not in time. Boy, he just got in ahead of the throw. The tag was on the hip. And again, Blue Streaks being very aggressive, burning up the base paths.
So we talked about one of the keys for Archbold, aggressive base run, and we've seen it. And credit to Jeff Brunswick, one of the best coaches in all of Ohio, understands what it takes to beat a team like Defiance.
This one fouled back. Bernath buys himself another swing. Blue Streaks have already plated 1 run on a couple of hits here in this inning. Now the go-ahead run in scoring position as Mason Nort, sophomore hurler for the Bulldogs, trying to work his way out of a mild jam. 2-2. Off speed. Got him on a bender. A backwards K for a West Banco strikeout for the second out of the inning.
Tremendous pitch by Nort, who really had Bernath uncomfortable there that entire at-bat. We saw the late swing on the fastball. And that time, I think he was fooled looking for something else. Beautiful pitch that time for the second out of this third inning.
So here's Williams digging in. He'll take a 2-out hit to bring the go-ahead run across, and Nort will step off the bump. Regathers himself. Laboring a little bit here in the top of the third. First pitch brings a bender for a strike. I'm looking down, and just a cursory look in my scorebook here, Scoop, but I'm seeing a lot of marks here, extended at bats, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mason Nort might be pushing 50 pitches already. The 0-1 misses upstairs.
Archbold's done a really great job of really staying off some of those early marginal pitches, even the ones that have been called strikes, down at the knees, running the outside edge. They've been disciplined, not giving in too early.
1-1. Just off the, they're going to say upstairs. That's where home plate umpire Mark Weidenhamer made the signal.
Yeah, he's been very consistent all night long. As a pitcher, you have to adjust to it.
2-1. Nort. Kicks, fires, popped up, left side, foul territory. This is almost in no man's land. Is anybody going to get on it? Hansberger almost made a tremendous over-the-shoulder catch. Again, the bullpens are open here in foul territory at Defiance, so not only do you have a long way to run, but you've got the change in elevation. You don't want to be tripping and hurting yourself over there, and Hansberger was well aware of it. Almost made the spectacular catch.
Yeah, that time I think he might have heard footprints out from Daniel Order in left field. They both were hightailing it there to try to get that ball in foul territory. They both arrived in the vicinity at about the same time. New life now for Joe Williams.
2-2. Nort deals this one about a 58-footer and a great stop by Colt Ward.
Tell you what, he's really putting on a clinic. We've got 2 really solid catchers here in Colt Ward and Trip Langendorfer of the Streaks.
It's a payoff pitch. Nort looking to end the inning with minimal damage. Deals inside. Ball 4 continues the inning. Here's Bowman. Bowman 0 for 1, struck out looking to lead off the second.
And right now, if you're Nort, you cannot forget about C.J. Aurora Thompson, who already has 1 of 3 stolen bases for Archbold in his 3rd inning.
All right, now Brownlee over, just trying to hold him honest as the first pitch. Some late snap on it for a strike. I wouldn't call it a pair of heavyweights standing in the middle of the ring trading punches, as this one misses downstairs. I would call this more of a middleweight, maybe a bantamweight fight. There's just a lot of stiff jabs into the opposition's chin right now.
You got a couple fighters out there.
Yep.
I think there's no doubt about that.
1-1. This one pulled down to third, and a late hop off of Rodriguez. Boy, that took a late hop as he rotated over, and everybody's going to be safe.
Well, that might be a hit. That time it hit off the base, and it kind of took that springboard hop.
Shortstop Harrison Wise.
And all they could do was try to keep it in front, so we'll see how they rule it.
They're going to score it, base hit.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. It took that funny hop off the base. Just a tough break there for Defiance, but it keeps the line moving for the Blue Streaks.
So the base is loaded for Harrison Wise. Singled on his last trip up. Takes ball 1. There's nowhere to put him.
And how about Archbold? They continue to hit. 6 hits through 2 2/3 innings for the Blue Streaks. Right now, a hit could be huge.
Ward going out to the mound to have a talk with Nort. Now, again, a ground ball gets you out of the inning here. There's literally a force at any base for Defiance. But right now, if you're Nort, you've got to be around the plate.
And remember, Archbold's got good wheels, not just at the plate, but also on the bases.
This one brings a sweeper, and it's a strike.
That's the perfect pitch. We've seen that pitch consistently called right there at the bottom edge of the knee. Huge pitch to get back in the count at 1-1.
Aurora Thompson at third, Williams at second, Bowman at first. This one, a single up the middle and into center field. Thompson will score. They will wave Williams around third. There'll be a play at the plate. The tag made. Got him! Home plate umpire Mark Weidenhamer waiting to make sure that Colt Ward had secured the baseball. He did, but the run scores. So Aurora Thompson comes home on the RBI single by Harrison Wise, and Williams is thrown out. 8-2 for the third and final out of the inning, but not before the Blue Streaks retake the lead as they pick up a crooked number. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a pair left aboard. We are through 2.5. Blue Streaks 3, Bulldogs 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
I was going to say we're used to hearing heavy metal, we're used to hearing some rap, even country, but Michael Bublé brings us back into the bottom of the third inning here. One of my wife's favorites. Matter of fact, the first and only concert I've ever taken my wife to was a Valentine's Day present. Kansas City, Missouri, Scoop, many, many years ago. And I saw a side of my wife that I'd never seen before. Absolutely. She is a huge Michael Bublé fan. I can say this, he is a showman. So, with that said, none of the players on this field were alive back then. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It is the meat of the order. 3, 4, and 5 for the Bulldogs as they trail 3-2. Jace Brownlee leads it off. Mason Nord on deck. Diego Tavares in the hole. 0-1 the count to the Bulldogs' second baseman. Struck out looking in his first trip to the plate, back in the first. Sidearm sweeper misses downstairs around the ankles. The 1-1. This one, chopper to short on about the third bounce. Boy, that's just a cannon for Harrison Wise. Every now and then, and again, he came in on that one, but you saw him really get his body set. Instead of making an awkward back foot throw, took one more step, and man, that ball beat Chase Brownlee by a good 2 or 3 steps.
Very intelligent play that time by Harrison Wise. We kind of lauded about how good the catchers are for both teams, but how about both these shortstops, and Harrison Wise and Jared Hansberger.
So here's Nort digging in. No official at bat as he walked in the first. Skies are getting a little darker here off to our, that would be what, north? Boy, he being Isaiah Gracia. Again, 3/4 to sidearm. Is that pitch dependent or is that just his mood depending on each delivery? As this one misses in the cellar.
Yes, all of the above.
Okay.
All the above. If you know him, that's exactly his DNA.
Unorthodox.
And he likes to play with your mind a little bit.
2-1, misses above the letters, make it ball 3.
And this is the second 3-ball count that Isaiah Gracia has been in here.
Both of them to Nort, who drew a walk his last trip up. And takes a strike on the outside corner here. He was about to head down to first. Instead, he will walk back into the box. That's usually where you need to make sure on anything close on the next delivery, you better be swinging. Payoff pitch, Gracia deals. This one a chopper foul, third base side.
Yeah, you're right. You better expand that zone a little bit after you start taking off for first base on a called strike. Does a great job of fighting off a tough pitch there from Gracia. We'll see another payoff pitch coming up.
Junior gets set to deal to the sophomore. 3-2 on the way. That one short hops him. Ooh, Langendorfer is beginning to think that might have caught him in a soft spot. He's to a knee right now, and tough kid. Appears to be none the worse for wear, but second straight at bat, second straight walk for Mason Nort, and this time he represents the tying run here in the Bulldog third.
That's the third walk allowed by Gracia. He's had one in each of the first 3 innings. And now it puts the tying run on base here for the Bulldogs.
Tavares digs in, sidearm throw to first. Tavares 0 for 1. He popped out to second base to end the first inning. Nort, decent lead at first. Gracia. And Nort goes. Langendorfer's throw down to second on the bag, and they got him. It took a perfect throw, and that's exactly what Langendorfer delivered.
You're exactly right. He really had a decent jump. He's got great wheels, and 99 times out of 100, you're probably going to steal that base, but that throw from Trip Langendorfer was exactly where it had to be. If that's 6 inches upstairs or to the left, that'll be a stolen base. Instead, 2 quick outs.
This one popped up the middle, ranging over his Weiss. On the infield, boy, that gave him a little bit of trouble, but he stays with it. And despite the 1-out walk, Defiance goes in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 3. Blue Streaks 3, Bulldogs 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
We go from Michael Bublé a half an inning ago to the classics, the Beatles. Play us into the top of the 4th back here at Defiance. Visiting Blue Streaks of Archbold, 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The host Defiance Bulldogs, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Mason Nort will deal to the 9-hole Max Burrows to lead off this frame. Then the lineup turns over for the second time tonight. Leadoff man Trip Langendorfer on deck and Isaiah Gracia in the hole.
And how about Archbold here this afternoon? 3 innings have been played. 8 of the 9 Blue Streak hitters have reached base at least one time. And you love it when your your 9 hitter is hit for the second time here to start things out in the 4th inning. So they've really had some quality swings. You already mentioned the 7 hits. But right now, if you're Archbold, you cannot sit on this 3-2 lead. You have to find a way to extend your lead and win another inning.
Burrows digs in 0 for 1 with a pop out to second. Nort. There's a strike at the lower end of the zone.
That's where you want to live today. That's been very consistent. So if you're a pitcher, take advantage.
0-1. Boy, changes eye level on him and immediately ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, that's one thing that makes Nort so effective. He will change the eye level. He'll go north and south. He'll also go inside out.
See if he snaps one off here. Is this one a grounder to short? Hansberger stays low on it. Shows off that strong arm. 3 pitches, 1 out to open up the Archbold 4th.
Tell you what, that was a tremendous sequence that time from Mason Nord. I know it's a 6-3, and you strikeouts sometimes seem to be more impressive, but he made 3 quality pitches.
Yep.
I love the 0-2 approach there. Make a quality pitch to soft contact. That's what he did. Big first out as the lineup turns over to Trip Langendorfer.
Langendorfer, 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. He's also grounded out to short as he takes a first pitch strike. Nort gets the ball and he's ready to deal. I wouldn't exactly call him quick pitching, but he's moving with some tempo. He misses high and tight here, ball 1. A couple of underclassmen here that are going to give their respective conference opponents fits for the next 3 seasons. This one inside out at pop. We might hear it bounce off the roof of the press box. We will not. 1-2. As Scoop mentioned earlier, Langendorfer as a freshman led the NWOAL in batting average, and he takes a strike there, and he knew it. Backwards K. 2 down on the West Banco strikeout.
Very impressive by Mason Nord. That's his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon, and he's made 7 pitches this inning, Brent, and all 7 have really hit their spots. They've been quality pitches. Completely fooled Langendorfer with the slider right there.
So 2 down. Short digs in. Or check that. This is Gracias, excuse me. Isaiah swings, sends this one to left field, and I'm not exactly sure Orta had it off the bat originally, but he stays with it and hauls it in to retire Gracia, and with him the Blue Streaks here in the 4th. A 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, errors, or anybody left aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Hosts trailing the visitors by a run, 3-2. Back after this on DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit SuperiorCU.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Bottom of the 4th, we welcome you back to Defiance. Isaiah Gracia continues to pitch with the lead, and he will deal to 6, 7, and 8 for the Bulldogs. Braden Weaver, Drew Allegretti, and Daniel Orta. Just enough offense to keep this one interesting, but strong pitching to keep good tempo, good rhythm to it. As a throw by Langendorfer down to second base. We'll see what the Defiance bottom of the order can get done with their second trip to the plate. Braden Weaver, no official at bat. He drew a walk his first trip up. He was pinch run for by Johnny Kistner. And on an attempted bunt back to the mound, the next hitter, Drew Allegretti, Gracia went to second and got the lead runner. 0-1 the count. Weaver takes low and away.
Great take. Prediction. Ball 2.
1-1. Scoots Weaver off the plate.
Call me a betting man.
Right now, down by a run. Crucial to get that leadoff man aboard. This one misses outside. I don't know where some of them come from, but they are entertaining. 3-1, Gracia. Sidearms this one in the basement. 5 pitches, 4 balls, and for the second straight at bat, Braden Weaver draws a free pass, and my guess is we're going to see a pinch runner. Allegretti will come to the plate, and no, Weaver will stay on the base pass.
Gracia's now walked 1 batter in each of the first 4 innings.
Squaring to bunt. This is a beauty, pushed up the first base line. Gracia only play at first, but the sacrifice does what it was intended as Weaver takes second on the play in the tying run in scoring position with less than 2 down.
That's great execution that time from Defiance. How about Allegretti that time putting down the bunt exactly where it needed to be. Gracia did a nice job coming over, but the only play he had was at first, so that does move Braden Weaver, the senior, into scoring position, who represents the tying run here at the bottom of the 4th with 1 out.
Daniel Order digs in from the left side. He's 1 for 1. He went opposite field. He stands right on top of the plate, trying to take away that outer corner from Gracia. Instead, he pulls this one, and it's in between first and second. Weaver's... Boy, he didn't go exactly with full speed around third. I think he was anticipating the stop sign being thrown up. That's exactly what happened as Order has gone oppo and now pulled the ball. He's 2 for 2 this afternoon. Runners up the corners, still with only 1 away.
A great piece of hitting. Had a little bit of hold on that side, and he's able to punch it through. And now Defiance has something cooking here with 1 out.
Will Horvath. Again, the highest batting average on the team. Digs in from the 9-hole, takes upstairs, and Langendorfer quickly out of his crouch.
I know Archbold's awfully solid on defense, but certainly Horvath is not going to be an easy guy to double up.
Provided they get a ground ball. Bowman is in at third, and this one popped up, drifting left side and out of play. 1-1.
And Brent, both these teams have a little bit of experience in tight games. Defiance 2-1 in 1-run games. Archbold 0-1 in 1-run games. Their only loss at Liberty Center in a key league game. Defiance had 1-run victories against Findlay and Toledo Central Catholic, but they lost a tough WBL game at Elida 3-2 a couple weeks back.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at the corners. The pickoff is on, and they've got him in a pickle between third and home, and the tag's going to be made on Weaver. Boy, he was well off the bag, and they had that one scouted perfectly. Heads up by Order to take second on the play, but that is a huge second out for the Blue Streaks.
It really was a heads-up play that time by Isaiah Gracia as he's able to backpick there behind Weaver. A nice relay throw from third baseman Ethan Bowman to Langendorfer for a second out.
1-1, pitch misses outside.
Boy, and that's an inning changer. The fact that they had everything available. You got a guy that handles the bat well in Horvath. Potential safety squeeze in Order. It could take the bat out of Colt Ward's hands, who's in the on-deck circle.
2-1. He got him to chase again, elevating, and Horvath has not been able to lay off that pitch as he looks skyward. Count now 2-2, and Gracia is 1 strike away from getting out of a big jam.
Well, that was that 2-seamer that runs away from left-handed hitters.
2-2 on the way as he takes outside. I think he learned his lesson there. And again, I know it's tough to say don't swing at junk because that floats on you. It looks like he's missed, and then at the last second, it's breaking. Payoff pitch, and Gracia will step off.
This is the 6th 3-ball count of the night for Isaiah Gracia.
3-2 on the way. Late swing, and he got him. Strike 3. And Horvath slams his bat down in frustration. A West Bank okay. And that will do it for Defiance here in the bottom of the 4th. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left the board. No change in our score. Top of the 5th when we come back. Archbold 3, Defiance 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
The penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Well, the bottom of the last inning started out very promising for Defiance. A couple runners aboard with less than 2 outs, but they remain off the board. Our score, Archbold 3, Defiance 2. Top of the 5th, we'll bring up the meat of the order. 3, 4, and 5 for the Blue Streaks. Colin Short, C.J. Aurora Thompson, and Jace Bernath. Mason Nort was already pushing 50 pitches going into the last inning. My guess is, let's see here, he was very effective last inning in a 1-2-3 frame. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My guess is he's probably around 60 pitches or so. And again, if he were a power pitcher, Scoop, you might be a little concerned with that, the pitch count being that high here in the 5th, but that is not Mason Nort's style. Again, he will operate in the low 80s, but he throws a lot of benders. He changes pace. Is this one a liner just inside the chalk down the left field line off the bat of Short, and he's rounding first. It's all the way to the wall. Is he thinking 3? He takes a good look as he rounds the bag, but what's the old rule? Don't make the first or third out at third. He stops with a leadoff double.
Tell you what, Colin Short really has been impressive swinging the bat here tonight. That's his 2nd double. Remember, he was inches away from a 3rd double if it hadn't been for that fantastic catch by Drew Allegretti out there in right field. But once again, Archbold gets their leadoff man aboard.
Well, C.J. Aurora Thompson has been more than up to the task in bringing home his teammates. He's got 2 of his team's 3 RBI here this evening, and they've got a big insurance run standing at second base with nobody down.
Yeah, he's had a great night. He's also scored a run, 2 quality at-bats, making 3.
He wears one just between the 2 and the 5 around the waist, and he tosses the bat back to the dugout. And now all of a sudden, a mini jam here for Mason Nort to open up the Blue Streaks' 5th.
And it doesn't get any easier. You have the sophomore Jace Bernath hitting .439 coming in. Again, a guy with an on-base percentage of around .650. He's been on base once, was called out on strikes back in the 3rd inning. Trying to redeem himself right here as Defiance brings the corners in.
I was about to say, the corners coming in, and not to mention, too, Hansberger, not as shallow at short. Now he's going to take a couple steps back. We're going to have a pinch hitter? We are. All right, number 2, Roger Krieger, is going to hit in place of Jace Bernath.
Roger handles the bat very well. I would expect Coach Jeff Brunswick and company to try to sacrifice the runners over here.
So a pinch hit here in the 5th, and he immediately squares the bunt and fouls it straight back.
Pinch hitter Bernath, number 2, Roger Krieger.
Yeah, that time on that lower pitch, Roger, instead of dropping the knees, bend the knees, he dropped the bat, ends up popping that up foul. I would expect the bunt to still be on here at 0-1.
Nort deals, sticks in the cellar. Well, the sky's starting to darken a little bit. Not that it matters with lights here at this facility. A very gray sky. Squaring to bunt here, takes upstairs. And again, this is where Nort needs to be around the plate.
Yeah, how many times have you seen a team trying to give themselves up and you fall behind in the count? Now Krieger should get a pretty good pitch to bunt.
2-1. Boy, and he takes down the river for strike 2.
Well, I tell you what, really surprised that Krieger pulled the bat back. Looked like a pretty healthy strike.
Yeah.
And now 2-2. We'll see if Archbold continues to lay down the bunt here with 2 strikes.
Well, this is where Nort can bring something other than a fastball. Krieger, waggle of the bat, awaits the 2-2. Nort deals, got him swinging on a pitch in the dirt. Nice stop with first base occupied. No throw needed down to first, and that is a crucial situation. This time tipping to Mason Nort, 1 down.
Yeah, smart pitch that time by Nort, expecting Krieger to bunt. He came with that nasty bender downstairs. Huge punch out to keep the runners at first and second here with 1 out.
Here's Joe Williams digging in from the right side for the Blue Streaks. Swings, and he fouled it off of his foot. He was way out in front of it, fisted. Strike 1. Well, go ahead.
Archbold's got good runners on the bases and at the plate, so if you're Defiance, you really have to understand the speed that's on the base paths and at the plate here, know where you're going to go in a ground ball.
0-1. Oh, that's a beauty. Strike 2. Not sure what Williams was looking for there, and he just kind of looked skyward. He got crossed up. And here's Nort ahead in the count now, 0-2.
Yeah, we've seen the Streaks take a couple of good pitches here in the last 2 at-bats. You know, the first one, the second strike that Krieger let go by, and this time the second strike that Williams lets go by.
0-2, big pitch coming up. Nort deals. This one popped up, right side, foul territory by about 4 or 5 steps. Weaver puts the leather to it. Just like that, there's 2 down.
How about Mason Nort trying to work his way out of a jam? Another quality.
Nort deals, first pitch swinging. High fly ball, slicing down the right field line. Allegretti with a long run. He's going to run out of real estate.
Boy, that was trouble there out of the gate there. Bowman, who runs well, and with 2 outs, you're going on contact. That could have been a 2-run double. Instead, it's going to be a long foul ball. Huge break there for the Bulldogs.
0-1. Nort staying focused. Looking in at the target from Colt Ward. He's going to get an outside target. This one, a shot. Oh, past a diving Rodriguez at third and down the left field line. It's going to score at least 1, maybe 2. Short being waved around third. He will score. Thompson stopping at third. Another double in this inning, this time off the bat of Bowman. And it's a 4-2 Blue Streaks lead.
Wow, that's a clutch 2-out hit by the sophomore Ethan Bowman. Came up with an aggressive approach. He gets his second hit of the night. That one just inches inside that third baseline. And how about Archbold? They continue to swing the bats. That's the 9th hit for the Blue Streaks here this evening. That gives them their largest lead of the night at 4-2, looking for more.
Yeah, 2 runners now in scoring position. As Wise will dig in. He's gone 2 for 2 tonight in the 8-hole.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to give him anything good to hit here with first base open. The pitch count continues to climb here for Mason Nort here as Archbold has really done a great job of not providing any easy outs.
No. They've stayed disciplined at the plate. This one low and away, ball 2. Wise singled in the second, singled and brought home a run in the third.
And right now this looks like one of those intentional walks coming up here. 2 pitches, nothing close for Wise to hit.
This one into left field and on the hop. And again, I'm not sure Orta picked it up. Rounding third, the play at the plate. They got him. Mark Weidenhamer finally coming up and making the call official as he got barreled into by Ethan Bowman. So another run does come home, though, as Thompson scores. And on the single, an RBI, but score it 7-2 to gun down Bowman at home plate. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left the board. We will head to the bottom of the fifth. Bulldogs need some offense. They're trailing by 3. You're watching DCTV Sports.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Little Neil Diamond brings us back to the bottom of the fifth here at Defiance. We've had some offense, and the majority of it has come from the visitors. Archbold, 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Defiance, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Isaiah Gracia, junior right-hander. We'll see the top of the order for the 3rd time in this ballgame. Colt Ward, Jaron Hansberger, and Jace Brownlee. Set to take their cuts against the Blue Streak righty. First pitch, sidearm slung in at the waist, strike 1.
Right now, you got to be impressed with the Archbold offense. 10 hits, 4 of those being 2 out hits, and 3 extra base hits. All in all, 5 runs here against Defiance pitching through 5 innings.
1 ball, 1 strike to the sophomore catcher as he takes low and inside. Ward 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. He was intentionally walked back in the 2nd inning. Takes here 3 and 1. Has the only home run of the season for Defiance. It was an inside the Parker we saw against Bryan last week. 3-1. Gracia will step off.
Yeah, that 3-run home run there in that 5th inning was kind of the backbreaker for the Golden Bears.
Coach Weaver jokingly ribbing his sophomore catcher. As the 3-1 outside, ball 4. He's going to sprint down to first as Langendorfer hustles back. Coach Weaver in the postgame with his sophomore catcher standing right next to him said when he saw the ball get by the center fielder, he knew it was going to be Colt's only chance of the season to have a home run, so he was going to wave him. And it paid off.
This is the 3rd time that Gracia has walked the leadoff batter for Defiance. So far, he's been able to kind of work himself out of it.
Here's Hansberger digging in as Gracia will go to first. Jaron 1 for 2 with a ground out to short and a single up the middle. We got some ball left to be played, but if you're Defiant, you just kind of get the feeling, Scoop, that they've been stymied. Haven't been able to take maximum advantage of a few opportunities as Gracia really preoccupied with Ward at first base right now.
Yeah, they've been really quiet with the bats, just 4 hits through 4 innings. They have had a few walks, but unable to cash in.
This one brushes Hansberger back. One 1-0. This one fouled up the first base line.
And Gracia's fastball continues to sneak up on these Bulldog hitters.
He's filled up the zone tonight. Now, part of that, control versus command, we've talked about this, as it's popped up right side, foul territory. Bernath in and makes the catch for the first out. I don't want to use the phrase effectively wild, but Gracia, you cannot sit on one particular zone, forget one particular pitch if you're Defiance, because he's filling up the zone, I guess would be a good way to put it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I'd say very accurate. He's been in 7 3-ball counts, so again, he's kind of been erratic at times, but he's really battled.
This one misses downstairs. Jace Brownlee looking at a 1-0 count. Jace 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to short. Like right there, you just saw the first pitch wasn't competitive. It was a good foot off the plate, and it was downstairs. It would have brought up dirt if they had any. But then he comes high and tight right there and busts in on the fist to the righty.
And again, you've already mentioned when he changes that release point, that keyhole really kind of goes from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock almost, and makes it tough to pick up. He has been in 7 3-ball counts. 6 of those 7 hitters have reached base.
2-1 downstairs. Snap throw down to first. Boy, very close play. Langendorfer has just been bullet accurate with his throws, whether they be second or first base tonight.
What's such a valuable weapon to have a guy like Langendorfer. He completely controls the running game. When you have to go station to station, it takes 3 hits to score a run in an inning. And we have not seen that here by the Defiance offense against Gracia, who's been very effective.
3-1 on the way. Hansberger a little late on the swing, fouls it away, and now the count runs full. Well, again, if Hansberger can reach, it will bring the tying run to the plate. Did I say Hansberger? Make it Brownlee, excuse me. So this one popped up right side. Long run and nowhere else to go for Bernath. So Brownlee staying alive here. He'll see another pitch.
And normally you'd probably have a guy like Colt Ward on a full count, 1 out on first base going on to pitch, but the way that Langendorfer's controlled the running game, I'm not sure that's going to be in Rick Weaver's playbook right here.
See how aggressive they get. Payoff pitch on the way. Ward, he was baiting Gracia. I'm not sure if he was going, but again, when you lean one way, if the throw comes at the right moment, it can become close, and that's what happened there. Payoff pitch, ground ball up the middle, gobbled up by Wise, steps on the bag, sidearms to first, double play. 6-3 on the twin killing, and that will do it for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. 5 are in the books. Archbold 5, Defiance 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at Defiance. Mason Nort hasn't pitched all that badly, but at the same time, the hits have come in bunches. And he finds himself down 5-2 with the rest of his teammates. The 9-hole Max Burrows will lead it off. Followed by the top of the order, it rolls over for the 3rd time tonight. Langendorfer on deck. Gracia in the hole.
Well, Archbold has not made it easy on Mason Nort tonight. Just one time as Nort retired, the blue streaks in order, and that was back in the 4th inning. But those other 4 innings resulted in a combined 10 hits and 5 runs. And right now, after extending that lead in the 5th, Archbold would love to do the same right here, extend that lead one more time, try to get some separation here against the Defiance team you can really never count out of it.
Burrows 0 for 2 on the evening. He's popped out to second and grounded out to short. Nort working out of the stretch. Oh, he squares to bumped, and it's up above the letters as he fouls it back. It's just a Tuesday. Going to be a busy, busy week for both these teams. Nort, the 0-1. Chased him up the ladder. 0-2.
Right there, Nort is pitching like he typically does. He's really doing a great job using all the quadrants, mixing things up. He quickly has Burrows in a hole at 0-2.
He can throw pretty much whatever he wants to here, and he goes even higher up the ladder, but Burrows not chasing that one.
Well, that's a quality pitch. You know, he hit a spot. He was trying to go upstairs, trying to get Max Burrows to chase. Good hold by the senior.
As this one, a strike at the knees, a backwards K, a West Banco strikeout for the first out of the inning.
Again, great sequence by Mason Norton. Did a great job controlling the count and caught Burrows looking. The fourth punch out of the night for Mason Norton.
First pitch swinging. Langendorfer didn't go up guessing. Comes up empty on the offering, though. Strike one. This one fouled away. Nord ahead in the count again, 0-2.
Again, great job. He's doing an excellent job of pitching right now. He's just not just trying to throw it. He's pitching, and you see Trip Langendorfer loading up. He's got a heavy swing right now in a hole, 0-2.
Got him swinging. Boy, he reached back, and normally his out pitch is that bender, but we saw him come with a little heap there, and Langendorfer, another West Banco strikeout victim, 2 down.
Well, credit Nord. He's really starting to pitch backwards here, I think, in this fifth inning. He's been very competitive with each and every pitch and trying to keep the streaks off stride, something that they've really not been in this afternoon, the fact they've had 10 hits through the first 5 innings.
Here's Gracia digging in, takes in the cellar. Isaias, 1 for 3. Singled up the middle, scored 1 of 2 runs in the third inning. He's also flown out to center and flown out to left. High chopper, right side coming in on the second hop. Nifty play by Brownlee, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Defiance down to their final 6. They trail by 3, 5-2. See if they've got any offense in them here in the bottom of the frame. When we come back, you're watching DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
We welcome you back to Defiance, bottom of the 6th. Brent Balbinot, Scoop Miller, and our crew doing another bang-up job here this evening. A late start. As Defiance, there we go, wave. You're on candid camera. That is his arm from behind the support there. Thank you, Braden. Appreciate the opportunity. Can't say at least he didn't give you one. Defiance won at Ottawa Glandorf earlier this afternoon. They finished up a suspended game. They needed to get that one in because it had conference implications on it. They hopped on the bus, got back here quickly. We had a 7 o'clock first pitch out of conference matchup against the Blue Streaks of Archbold. To take a 3-run lead into the bottom of this frame. 4, 5, and 6. Mason North, Diego Tavares, and Braden Weaver. Scoop, how often have I asked you this question when you get deep into a ball game? Not that you need it all back here in the next to last inning, but if you're Defiance, you don't want to go into the last inning needing everything. How important is it to pick up at least 1 run here?
That's awfully important. Just from the mental aspect alone, you got to have some confidence coming in. Right now, Defiance has kind of lacked it as Archbold's really come out throwing a lot of punches here. Defiance trying to get off the mat, but you're right. You've got 2 innings to make up those 3 runs. Be nice to get 1 or 2 here, make it a little bit more doable in the 7th.
Nort, no official at bat this evening. 2 walks and 2 at bats, and he's already worked the count to his favor, 2-1. You know, we've used the heavyweight standing in the middle of the ring trading punches analogy before. Ooh, and you can hear the thud all the way up here. Nort takes that, I think it was off of his hip, maybe his thigh. He's trying to run this one out. So he wears one and heads down to first for the 3rd time tonight.
Well, we've seen this before. This is the 3rd consecutive inning that Gracia is giving up a freebie to start the inning out. The last 2 by walks, this one by the hit batsman, and also 4 of the last 5 if you go back to the 2nd inning where Weaver led off with a walk.
So here's Tavares digging in, 0 for 2. He's popped out twice, once to second, once to short. Nort with a decent lead, first pitch swinging. Slow grounder to short, slipping on it. Only one play for Weiss. Bang, bang, play at first, and they got him. Boy, the turf gave way. Weiss looked like his plant foot slipped out from underneath him, and that looked like it was all arm across the diamond, and he showed off a cannon for the first out.
We saw two really good plays. The first one by Harrison Wise there. He kind of slipped on that turf you mentioned. And then the throw looked like it was going to airmail Jace Bernath. But credit Bernath, he went upstairs, was able to keep his foot on the base.
Yep.
Boy, that's a huge first out to retire Tavares.
Keeps the tying run in the on-deck circle as Braden Weaver takes a bender for a strike. Weaver, just like Mason Nort, no official at bat tonight. 2 trips to the plate, pair of free passes. 0-1. Sidearm swung down around the knees. And again, that's where Braden Weaver, I believe, likes the ball, but he fouled it away. Now he's down on the count 0-2.
Yeah, that was in his wheel well right there. Just could not quite square it up. But right now, if Braden Weaver just find a way to get on base, try to get that tying run to the plate here with 1 out and a 6.
All right, now he'll have to be protecting with 2 strikes. Nort with a good lead at second. Gracia gives him a look. This one way outside, and Langendorfer had to go get it. Well, both these teams are going to be in action tomorrow. Very little rest for the weary. Actually, I stand corrected. Defiance will get a day off. Next on the field on Thursday, as there's that looks like a cutter, and we've seen him chew up left-handers with that pitch. It's going to be another West Banco strikeout, now 2 away.
Yeah, great pitch that time by Grassi. And again, all predicated by the fact that he was able to control the count. He quickly got Weaver in a hole 0-2. And for Gracia, that's his 4th punch out of the evening. Comes at a great time.
So with 2 down, that'll bring up Allegretti. Swinging away, this one, a fly ball, and it will get down into right center field. They're going to go ahead and wave Nort around third. And finally, some offense since the 2nd inning for the Bulldogs. A 2-out RBI single by Allegretti. And the Bulldogs chipping away now down 5-3.
Yeah, what a clutch hit that time by Allegretti that time to drive home a much-needed run. And now you do have that tying run to the plate. And with the speed of Allegretti, you could potentially have him in motion. But again, you're going to need to pick the right pitch, as Langendorfer has been lights out with his cannon there behind the dish.
You got great speed at first, but you have a tremendous defensive catcher behind the plate. And this one just punched opposite field by Orta, who is 2 for 2 tonight. He's gone oppo and then pulled the ball. He's got a pair of singles. Looked like he was just trying to place the baseball there.
You know, Gracia's been pretty quick to home plate, and Langendorfer about 2-0 to second base. That makes it tough math to steal bases.
0-1, they almost caught him leaning the throw over to first. The 0-1. Runner goes. Throw down to second is on the money, but not in time. It was just a little bit towards the third base side of the bag against almost anybody else. That's still good enough, but not against Drew Allegretti's speed.
Incredible play once again by Tripp Langendorfer. That time Allegretti had a tremendous jump. We know he has tremendous speed, but that was awfully close, just a few inches maybe to the first base side, and he's going to get rung up instead. That brings a potential huge run there to second base.
Allegretti now 11 for 11 on the season in stolen bases.
And that's probably as close a test as he's had, I would think. If Defiance could find a way to sneak across another run here, could prove who.
1-2, swing and a miss. Nope, he caught a piece of it. Foul ball.
Yeah, that 2 hit by Allegretti was first 2-out hit since back in the 2nd inning for Defiance.
Big pitch coming up here, and a called third strike on the outside corner. Orta goes down looking on a West Banco strikeout, and that will end the inning for the Bulldogs. Not before Defiance, though, picks up 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, 1 left aboard. Just a little tighter as we head to the top of the 7th. Archbold 5, Defiance 3. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit,
man,
member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
A little bit. We're just letting ELO do most of the work as we welcome you back to Defiance. This is like a walk down memory lane for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I had this 8-track tape back in the day.
Jeff Lynn, a musical genius, ladies and gentlemen. All right, top of the 7th, we are focusing on some baseball, and again, the meat of the order. We got to get the Defiance County beef producers to sponsor some baseball. They've had the meat of the order, now the 3rd time tonight. 3, 4, and 5. Colin Short, C.J. Aurora Thompson, and Jace Bernath set to take their cuts again against Mason North. Right now down by 2 runs. Mason can't score, obviously, from the bump. His job, keep it where it is. Swing and foul back. Boy, Short really gets his load early. One of the things, and again, they've been pretty, I don't want to say free swinging because they've been disciplined, but they don't get cheated at the plate. But watch, again, Colin Short and his load here, Scoop. I mean, he is ready as early as anybody as I've seen.
I really love his approach, and he's really had some great results tonight, but it's just not been tonight. You know, he's been so consistent for Archbold throughout this season. And again, after tonight, he's going to be creeping a little bit closer to that 500 batting average. Just crazy.
2 for 3 tonight with a run scored. He entered tonight's contest hitting .460. Looking at an 0-1 count here from Nort. Sophomore deals. This one a shot on one, hop to second. About a foot on the outfield grass. Brownlee had him played perfectly, and it's not really very close. And that is a big first out, 1 down.
That really is. And right now, credit Mason North, you know, after really kind of giving up a lot of hits, struggling early, he's really settled in. He's made some quality pitches here these last 2 innings, and that's a big one right there to retire the sophomore Colin Short, who's had a hot bat here tonight.
Roro Thompson, couple of RBI on the evening, couple of runs scored. You just don't get any breathing room in this Blue Streaks lineup. Nort from the stretch, misses way upstairs. Well, again, we mentioned both these teams going to be very busy this week. No rest for the weary for Archbold as they're back in uniform. They get to stay home, though, tomorrow as they will take on Evergreen in the resumption of a game that was suspended from earlier this season. But they'll have to play the better part of 7 innings. I think they're up 2-1 in the bottom of the 2nd. But again, a conference implication riding on that one, Scoop, so they got to get it in. Ground ball, right side on a second hop. Brownlee knows how to play this turf. 2 down.
Yeah, great play once again by Jace Brownlee, who just kind of makes it look so easy. But again, not an easy hop that time.
Nope.
But 2-4-3 putouts here to start things out for this Defiance defense in the 7th inning.
So here's Aranja Krieger digging in. Came in to hit for Jace Bernath back in the 5th. They wanted him to sacrifice, and he struck out. He'll be swinging away here. Takes downstairs. We mentioned both these teams in action. Of course, Archbold tomorrow. Defiance, after playing 2 today, will actually get to rest and, what's that word? Practice tomorrow before Thursday. Oh, that's a beauty of a pitch. Paints the black on the outside corner, 1-1. They'll make the bus ride to Toledo to take on St. John's.
Yeah, the Titans have a really good year up there in Toledo.
2-1.
And that makeup game for Archbold tomorrow with Evergreen. Evergreen, if they can come from behind and beat the Streaks, that'll be their second ever NWL title, and they'll share it with Patrick Henry, who's already clinched, as the Patriots are 6-1 in league play. Right now, Evergreen stands at 5-1 with that resumed game to be played tomorrow. And how about Archbold? We've seen what this team can do, yet they're just 3-3 in league plays after going back to back to back the last 3 seasons in the league.
2-2 on the way outside. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Coach Brunswick say they drew the number 1 seed, though, in their sectional?
Yes, they've got a good draw, but they will have to go through Swanton, a team that ruled the Blue Streaks in league play about 3 weeks ago. But I'm sure Archbold more than happy to get a rematch against the Swanton Bulldogs.
3-2 misses downstairs. Ball 4, a 2-out walk keeps the line moving for the Blue Streaks.
Second baseman Joe Williams.
Joe Williams will dig in.
And I would expect a Roger Krieger to be off and running early in this count. As soon as he gets the jump, he'll be heading for second base.
Well, interesting. I'm looking at the stats here, and he does not have a stolen base yet this season. They throw over just to keep him honest. Again, if you are Mason Nort, you really want to bear down and get the hitter here. Down by 2 as checking and not able to offer, but Williams takes for a strike.
Well, I can also say that Krieger did not have any stolen bases against me in gym class playing triangle kickball. I picked him off more times than anybody.
Wow. My goodness. Uh-oh, the throw over to first, and that's going to be a free 90 feet. An error on the throw. He doesn't need to go. Now he's in scoring position.
Boy, this could be big for Archbold to find a way to tack on an insurance run after 2 quick outs and no one on base.
The 0-1. Now if you're Nort, bear down and get the hitter. Upstairs. Looking ahead for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 7th. They will have the 9-hole, Horvath, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, and then the top of the order, Ward and Hansberger, scheduled to take their cuts. They'll need more than that, as they're currently down by 2. As this bender paints the black, strike 2.
Great pitch that time by Norton. You have to go after Joe Williams. Williams, one of just 2 streaks that does not have a hit here this evening.
Big pitch coming up here. Nort from the belt. Comes home, got him swinging, strike 3. Well, it ends the Archbold 7th with a Wes Banco strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. Now it's up to the Bulldog offense. They need at least 2, or this one is in the books. We'll see what they've got in store when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Bottom of the 7th. 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors for Archbold. 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for Defiance. Non-conference matchup, just the same. Kind of has a little bit of a postseason feel to it. You got 2 of the premier teams in their respective divisions getting after it tonight. And Isaiah Gracia looking to go the distance here this evening. He will deal. I was about to say to the 9-hole Will Horvath, but instead there's going to be a pinch hitter. Number 21 is going to be Grady Christ. Righty-lefty matchup. Christ shows bunt and takes a strike. Grady Christ hitting .207 on the season.
Well, Brent, Defiance Archbold always has that tournament flavor, and that's why these teams have scheduled each other. This is the 28th consecutive year the Blue Streaks and Bulldogs have met. But for the last 10 years, they've all been Defiance. Archbold likes to play in this field. The fact they might play here in tournament action.
Looks like a changeup. Misses in the cellar, so we'll make it 2 balls and a strike. To the Defiance leadoff man, pinch hitter Grady Christ. All right, if he can reach, the tying run does come to the plate as the lineup is going to turn over. 3-1. Gracia deals. Ooh, a late call by Mark Weidenhamer, but he raises his right arm, and now from 3-0 to 3-2. Christ will have to be protecting here. Payoff pitch on the way. Got him swinging. Strike 3, another West Bank okay.
Oh, big-time pitch that time by Gracia, who really had surrendered a lot of freebies to start out innings. That's just the second time this evening Defiance has not had their leadoff man on base, but that's huge because with Colt Ward at the plate, you don't want him to represent the tying run.
Ward digs in. Doubled and scored all the way back in the first. Was intentionally walked in the second. Drew a walk in the fifth. They have been sagacious in how they've pitched, and more specifically pitched around him tonight. Gracia deals. Low. 2 balls and a strike to the sophomore catcher for the Bulldogs. Stands as deep in the box as you can get. That left foot on the chalk. And he takes a strike here.
Yeah, right now Defiance being patient, taking a strike here in the 7th inning, down 2, trying to find a way to get that tying run to the plate.
2-1. Bust him inside and a strike. And boy, you could tell by Ward's body language there, he did not like the call.
Great pitch that time by Gracia. Paints that inside corner to the southpaw.
2-2, way upstairs.
Another 3-ball count here for Gracia. He's played with fire all night. We'll see if he can make another quality pitch on a payoff pitch here in the 7th.
Deep breath as you take a look at the junior right-hander. And he'll step off. Well, the Defiance dugout is merciless, isn't it? Payoff pitch. Downstairs, ball 4, and it will bring the tying run to the plate.
Great at-bat by Colt Ward, a guy you know he wants to swing the bat, but he understands the importance of just finding a way to get on base. Doesn't matter if it's a hit or a walk, but that does bring the tying run to the plate in the senior Jaron Hansberger, who's 1 for 3, trying to keep the line moving, trying to get that potential game-winning run to the plate here with just 1 out.
Hansberger digs in. Ward chased back to the bag. Short is now at first as this one misses downstairs. And where is Krieger? It looks like he's in left. And a nice job by Langendorfer to frame that pitch up. Strike 1. Now, I'm going to try to figure out the defense. We should have done that when Krieger obviously came in to hit. I thought that was a straight change or substitution, but right now I'm looking at number 8 holding it first, and that's short. 2-1. This one, a ground ball up the middle. Candy hop for Williams. He'll step on second. The throw takes short off the bag. You cannot assume the double play, but they are more than content to get the lead runner. And now there's 2 down.
Yeah, it's a big second out for Archbold. Ball really not hit hard enough to get that 4-6-3, but they do get the lead runner. And now Defiance down to their final out. Still trailing by 2.
Brownlee digs in 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs to short and a backwards K. It's 5-3. Our scoreboard is incorrect. Yep. And this one framed up on the outside corner by Langendorfer. Strike 1.
Great job by Grossi. You have to attack the zone, pitch with the lead here. Defiance down to their final 2 strikes.
0-1, misses low and away. Again, this is where if you're Brownlee, a walk is just as good as a hit. You put the tying run aboard. You got to be selective. 1-1. It is there, boy. Again, Mark Weidenhamer. Maybe run him through diamond vision in his head. He came up with the right-handed strike call. And Defiance down to their final strike of the ball game. Low and away. Grassi with a check of the runner at first. Comes home. Ball 3. Well, he's made life interesting on himself, hasn't he?
Another 3-ball count, a third of the 7th inning. Now that'll allow Hansberger to be in motion. Very surprised that Short's holding him on here with 2 outs and a full count.
I am too. That leaves a big hole right side. And a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Brownlee doesn't like it. It's a backwards K, a West Banco strikeout. And that will be your ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left aboard. The tying run left at the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors for the Blue Streaks. 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for the Bulldogs. We will take a quick timeout. We'll be back with your postgame right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Well, the lights beaming down here at Defiance. It was a non-conference matchup, the WBL versus the NWOAL, and the visiting Archbold Blue Streaks come up with a big road victory. 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. For the host Defiance Bulldogs, they brought the tying run to the plate in the bottom of the 7th, but again, just struggled at the plate this evening as Jace Brownlee struck out looking to end the ball game. Isaiah Gracia, he was effective. He counterpunched, I think is probably a good way to put it tonight, Scoop. He goes 7 innings, 7 Ks. I had him for 6, but we'll go with your book because I was flying through mine. 5 hits, 3 runs, 6 walks, 7 Ks, 1 hit batter. How many 3-ball counts tonight? But Scoop, when he needed to, he got the job done, and he also was the recipient of some pretty good defense.
I tell you what, they had some fancy leather out there that Blue Streaks did, and you're right, Gracia kind of flirted with fire all night long. Not many times you see a starting pitcher get into double-digit 3-ball counts, but yet still come out on top, especially against a team like Defiance that just really knows how to win.
Taking a look at the Blue Streaks, and there's Coach Brunswick saying good job, but now we got one that really matters tomorrow as they will finish up a suspended game from earlier this season against Evergreen. They lead 2-1 in the bottom of the second. That one has big conference implications.
Well, it does, and the funny thing about it, and Coach Brunswick kind of mentioned beforehand, this will be the only time in history you're going to see Patrick Henry root for Archbold.
Exactly.
Because if Archbold can knock off the Vikings from Evergreen, Patrick Henry will be the sole champion of the NWOAL, and that speaks volumes because we know how deep the NWOAL is from head to toe.
And we gave you one half of tonight's pitching equation with the winner, Isaiah Gracia. Mason North didn't throw bad, but, again, a situation where it's not how many hits you get, but how many you get in bunches. He goes 6 innings, allows 10 hits, 5 runs. He walked 3 while striking out 7. He did hit a batter, but at the same time, Archbold was able to bunch a lot of those hits together, and they got just enough offense to get the job done tonight.
Yeah, they did. You're two good teams. You're not going to have a lot of margin of error. I thought the early error kind of hurt Defiance, and the great base running from Archbold I thought really kind of flipped things because on the other side of that, I thought Trip Langendorfer and the Streaks really shut down this Defiance team. When you're only getting singles, you're only getting 5 hits a game, you got to find ways to get runners over. That makes it tough when they take away your running game.
A couple caught stealing tonight as well as he made some fantastic throws. But, again, piggybacking off the point I was making of the 10 hits for the Blue Streaks tonight, 7 came in just 2 innings, and in both of those innings, they scored 4 of their 5 runs.
Yeah, those were huge. And, again, we mentioned they had 4, I thought, really big 2-out hits. They had some great situational hitting. We saw C.J. Aurora Thompson with that. I thought that was a big fly ball there in the first inning. Anytime you're playing Defiance, you want to try to score early. Just try to relax into the game a little bit, something that's tough to do because scoring runs against Defiance is never an easy task.
The 2 big guns offensively for the Blue Streaks tonight were the cleanup hitter, C.J. Aurora Thompson, who goes 1 for 3 with 2 RBI and 2 runs scored. And then how about this? Out of the 8-hole, Harrison Weiss goes 3 for 3 with 2 RBI. So, again, it's just one of those situations. It's not necessarily always the big guns that get it done. Anybody in any situation can end up having an impact.
Well, you're right. I think Harrison Weiss, if you're going to give an MVP, he would certainly have his name in the hat. Those 3 hits I thought were big, especially out of the 8 spot, a guy that's a 250 hitter. They had a couple opportunities to pitch around him. Now, it's kind of tough to look at yourself, hey, why are we pitching around a number 8 hitter that's hitting 250? But after his first 2 ABs, I thought for sure with second and third and 2 outs in that 5th, they would pitch around. But credit to Harrison Weiss, he just kept swinging a hot bat. When you get production, they had 5 hits from their 7, 8 hitters. You get production like that at the bottom order, that's going to win you some ball games.
On the flip side for the Bulldogs, again held to just 5 hits tonight. Colt Ward goes 1 for 1 with a run scored. That was to lead off the bottom of the first. After that, he walked or was intentionally walked in his remaining 3 at-bats. They just weren't going to let him beat them tonight. Daniel Orta had 2 of the Bulldogs' 5 hits this evening as he goes 2 for 3 out of the 8-hole. And other than that, just some struggles at the plate tonight for Coach Rick Weaver.
Yeah, they really did. I thought they struggled offensively. Give Isaiah Gracia a lot of credit for that, but also, give Coach Jeff Brunswick a lot of credit too because I thought he did a great job of trying to pitch around Colt Ward and Mason North. 2 guys have really swung the best bats here for Defiance. And fortunately for Archbold, they were in situations other than to lead off the game, they were able to kind of pitch around those guys and make other people beat you. So great job by the Blue Streaks who go to 18-4 with a W here tonight.
Coach Weaver going to make the media row gamut here up in the press box. So what we're going to do is take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll continue our postgame right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. The past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Back at Defiance, lights still beaming down here as Archbold, you can hear the celebration down the left field line. This is a big Granite non-conference win for the Blue Streaks as they knock off the host Bulldogs by a score of 5-3. So Defiance splits a doubleheader this afternoon. However, one on the road and one at home, as they were 9-2 winners in a resumed game at Ottawa-Glandorf, which really has the more impact of the two games here tonight because that's a WBL matchup. They are still in the hunt. They've got one game left to go in conference play. That's against Lima Bath. A win there, and regardless of what happens around the rest of the conference, no matter what, in particular, I think it's Memorial St. Mary's does. Defiance knows that they've got at least a share of the conference championship. But, Scoop, they've got tomorrow off, a rare off day before they step again out of conference play on Thursday. They make the bus ride up Airport Highway in Toledo to take on St. John's. As Coach Weaver going to join us here. Go ahead and turn around so that way we get your best side.
Not sure about that.
I was going to go there,
That's
but
okay.
I've seen enough chop busting in your locker room that I am not going to participate.
Appreciate it. I need a break.
Coach, just look, you know what type of ball club that Archbold is.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start with number one. First things first, congratulations on the WBL victory.
Thank you.
Earlier today. How many times, if at all, has this happened to you? I never asked you where you play a doubleheader, but at two different locations.
They asked me that on the way home. I said, I remember one time, maybe 10 years ago, on a Saturday, we went and played Lima Central Catholic at like 10, and then went over and played Lima Shawnee at 2. And
at least you kept it in town on those.
We did, and I killed Coach Held the whole time. I'm like, this is nuts. What are you doing? And now we're doing it.
I know his favorite phrase, at least around me, but I won't use it on the air simply because
best.
we've got underage minors watching. So with that said, you come back here, and we anticipated a pitcher's duel. Mason North didn't pitch all that poorly, but 2 innings.
Yeah.
They get 7 of their 10 hits. They bunched them together, and that really was the difference.
Yeah,
tonight.
without a doubt. And that's what I said. I said we played good enough to win. Unfortunately, obviously, we didn't, and that's because of them. They had more big hits than we did. And that's what it pretty much boiled down to.
Yeah, Archbold really had an aggressive approach there. They swung the bats well, 10 hits. And I really thought Mason really competed out there. He really battled. And I thought his last 2 innings were perhaps his best innings he threw tonight.
And that's what he'll compete. And what he does is he doesn't walk guys. So they're going to have to string together hits, which is what they did in those couple innings to get those runs.
On the flip side, Isaias Gracias, he got himself into trouble quite a bit. He got himself out of trouble. He also had some really good defense behind him. But it just looked like his arm slot or his delivery, maybe even release point, was different on any given pitch. How tough was he to pick up?
It's a little funky. We saw him in the summer, and he was just as dominant then. And he got himself into trouble with the walks, but then he made the big pitches to get out of it. Obviously, in the 1 inning, their center fielder threw us out at home. Big play. And then they just, like I said, they got the bigger hits. They got more big hits than we did, and ultimately that's why they win 5-3.
And we talked about the schedule a little bit, but you got the game with St. John's coming up. You still got a chance in the WBL. It's always a great thing when you're playing one last league game. You control your own destiny. What's going to be the focus here as you go forward?
Yeah, so we have two days of practice, so we've got some things we got to work on. Obviously, Toledo St. John's is a really good team, but sitting at 13-8 is not where we wanted to be, and not where this program's used to be. But everything's still in front of us. All right, if we can win the Bath game, we can have at least a share of the league title, which is our first goal. And then the tournament's still there. So we still have everything in front of us that we've worked for. So that's a positive.
Well, and that's why I love your schedule, because playing the Archbold here tonight and playing a doubleheader on the road, then coming here against a good Archbold team, and then traveling up Airport Highway to take on St. John's, I think that's going to prepare you for the Lima Bass and then for that tournament just around the corner.
That's the hope. I mean, when we put this schedule together, my assistants, when I showed them to them, were like, "Are you crazy?" And the one thing in this program, we're not going to back down from anyone. We want to play the best. We want to see where we're at. And we have played a tough schedule. And I ran into Coach Inselman last Friday, and I was talking to him, and he said the same thing. Maybe your record's not where you want, but he said it's going to prepare you for the tournament, and that's what you want.
I mean, it sounds cliche-ish, but it's not how you start. It's how you finish. I mean, last year's a perfect example of that.
100%.
Do you have those conversations with the guys? I know we've talked about them not chasing ghosts from last year. They're their own men. They're their own team. But there's usually two philosophies. Sometimes I'll talk to the coaches and say we don't approach it. We want the guys to stay in the here and the now. Next game on the schedule, coach speak. But then there are other coaches that I talk to and say, no, we do talk about it. I don't want my team getting there and all of a sudden looking at each other and going, what do we do now? What's your philosophy?
We don't talk about last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, we haven't brought that up. We talk about our biggest thing is a league title. We talk about that a lot. But we talk about past teams that have been successful and why they were successful. What did they do? Who were the leaders? Why were they so special? So we talk about the 13 team a lot, and Robbie Ziegler and Joe Keewan. We talk about the 15 team with Boussiere, and we talk about the 16 team with Shea Smitty and Connor Steichman and those guys. So we do talk about the past. But we don't talk about, I guess, past failures.
Sure.
If that's what you're asking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and again, that question was more of an angle about mental preparation, because you know what the physical is, but sometimes, and again, you're dealing with 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they can put more pressure on themselves when they know now it's the last game.
Absolutely.
You don't like that approach, right?
We do not. We treat every game as it's just another game. We try to win every game. I know there's some coaches that, a midweek game like this, they may play some guys who, give them some innings and that. That's never been our philosophy. We are playing who we think's our 9 best, and we're trying to win every game. And when it gets to tournament, we don't give rah-rah speeches.
Sure.
Here we go. It's, hey, another game. Let's go out and play Defiance baseball.
I know Scoop is a huge English lit fan. Rudyard Kipling, the former English poet, has a line above the locker room in Wimbledon, of all places. But the players have talked about it. It says if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same.
Absolutely.
Fancy British way of saying there's no difference.
There isn't.
Right?
There really isn't.
So if you want to come up with your own poetry, we will post it here above the press box entrance.
I don't know if anyone wants that.
And it doesn't start with "There once was a man from Nantucket."
No,
all right, Coach, we appreciate it.
Thanks.
You got a day
Thanks,
of practice tomorrow. Good luck at
Appreciate
St. John's.
Thanks,
We'll take one last time out. We'll put a blue and white gold on it. When we come back, you're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back to put the finishing touches on another postgame. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller. Final score 5-3. Archbold with the win over Defiance. Defiance splits a doubleheader at 2 different locations this evening. But with that said, this was non-conference for both of these teams. They get back into it. Archbold, more specifically. Coach Brunswick, look, you got an open invitation here. He maybe heard what I was saying. We ran him off. Did you run him off? Do you owe him money? Does he owe you money?
I tried to flag him down there. I don't know if he saw me or not.
Whoops, the other way there, Coach. There you go. right in the middle and face that way.
Get right in here, babe.
All right. Yeah, we always put the dignitaries right in between us. So first things first, let's get that a little bit closer to you so we can hear you. Congratulations. Big matchup. I know it was non-conference, but as you and I were talking about before you took infield, this kind of has a postseason feel to it, and you want your guys to be playing as sharp as they possibly can here in the last week and a half of the season.
There's always a reason why we play Defiance at Defiance, because we're hoping to play here in the future, and it started with this guy right here to my right. We always play over here because we're hoping to play district games over here and to play against one of the best programs in the state of Ohio in Defiance. I mean, they're tremendous every year. It really does help us get ready for tournament.
Talk a little bit about your approach tonight. You got 10 hits, and you might have heard us talking with Coach Weaver about it, 7 of them came in 2 innings where you scored 90% of your offense. Your guys came through when you needed them to tonight.
And they work very hard on their hitting. Every day they work hard on their hitting. They work on their own when they get home in their garage or wherever they go. These kids really work hard, and they're tremendous hitters. I'm very proud of them. I told them, when you beat a team like Defiance, I mean, it's going to take everybody, and everybody truly works hard on hitting. They stay after practice probably 45 minutes to an hour every day, and it's a credit to those guys.
Well, Coach, it really showed. You guys had some tremendous swings. You get 10 hits off Defiance. You had multiple extra base hits. You had at least 4 2-out hits I can remember. But talk about the bottom of the order. You got some big hits down there in the 7 and 8 spots. I had you down for 5 for 6 for those 2 young men there.
Well, Harrison Wise goes huge. 3 for 3 out of the 8-hole.
Harrison had a tremendous game. Ethan had a tremendous game. And they had huge hits. And if you can get hitting out of the bottom of the order, it's only going to make you better. And credit to those guys. Tremendous game today.
Start on the bump. Isaiah, again, a unique delivery. You talked to me, it might be 3-quarter on one delivery. It might be sidearm on the next. He filled up the zone. He got himself in some trouble. He also got himself out of some trouble. Just break down his performance for us.
Isaiah has got great stuff, and he is truly a competitor. I mean, you saw it firsthand. He loves to compete, and he is a tremendous pitcher, and he's got great stuff. We have a lot of confidence in him, and he's got a little bit, when he throws it home, I mean, it's a little bit different, but he wanted that ball. I mean, I asked him before the 7th inning. He says, "No way, I'm not coming out." And I absolutely love that. I love that in him. He's a competitor, and he's got great stuff, and he was ready to go tonight.
Yeah, he really is. It just kind of oozes off him. But, talk about your defense, too. I thought you guys did some great things defensively. And maybe one of those game changers might have been that big throw from Colin Short in center field to Tripp there at home plate to end a Defiance threat there early in this one.
Colin is very accurate throwing to home. I mean, he started in right field to start the season. We moved him over to center. Obviously, he can play first base, too, but he's very accurate. He works hard on his defense. He works hard on his crow hop, and he's very accurate throwing to home. That's the second time in the last week he's done that, and it's a credit to him. That's a huge play in the game.
It really was. And how about the pickoff play? Was that something that you guys had called, or something that Isaiah and maybe Ethan kind of communicated on there?
They made eye contact. They did that on their own, and we do work on that during practice. And if they make eye contact, we see that guy getting off. We do the pick play. And credit to Ethan and Isaiah. That was tremendous. That was a huge play in the game.
It really was.
No rest for the weary. You're back after it, resuming a weather-delayed game from earlier this season. Look, if it wasn't a conference matchup, you probably would be looking elsewhere. But you have an impact on things, and you jokingly said it. I probably heard Scoop mention it. You will have no bigger fans than, ironically, some arch rivals tomorrow. But you're also going out. Respect for the game demands that you play to your utmost. What do you tell the guys to get ready in less than 24 hours?
Well, I tell the boys that you want to finish the league strong. And we're going to throw Ethan Bowman tomorrow against Evergreen. We're in the bottom of the second. And you want to finish the league strong. You want to keep getting better each day, stay humble and get better each day. And, obviously tomorrow's our last league game. You want to finish it on a good note. And I know I was telling Scoop there before the game, it's probably the only time PH will root for Archbold. But But we want to finish the league on a good note.
Well, congratulations tonight. Best of luck, not just tomorrow, but the rest of the season, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for covering high school baseball. Thanks, guys.
Congrats.
Rich Brunswick joining us. Now we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll put a wrap on it. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back to put a wrap on the post game. Coach Brunswick was just hanging around the corner there. All of a sudden, he peeks out. I'm like, "Were you guys? Was there?" You talk about the eye contact pickoff at third. Was that what ended up getting him back in the press box then?
Oh, maybe that was a little eye contact between Jeff and I, and again. I thought that was the case. I could kind of see those guys mimicking together there, and they acknowledged each other after the pick. But that was a big game changer. Yeah. But Brent, what a rivalry this has become here. Archbold Defiance. This is the 28th straight year they've played. The last 8 meetings have been split equally, 4-4. And again, as both coaches mentioned, it's really a win-win for both programs. The fact that it prepares you for the type of competition you're going to see in the district tournament, regional tournament, beyond. So you always want to come out in the winning end, but you can take something out of this if you come up short.
5-3 the final score. Again, Archbold on the field tomorrow against Evergreen to wrap up their NWOAL regular season finale. A day to actually practice for Defiance before Thursday, a road trip to St. John's. Our next broadcast is going to be at Fairview. Next Monday, it will be Defiance versus Fairview. Always a good matchup. And then guess what? It is the postseason. We're going to start with softball and then basically kick it into overdrive. We invite you to stick around with us as we've got some great matchups over the next 2 weeks. For now, though, big thank you going out to our crew doing a great job, our underwriters for helping sponsor our broadcast, and as always, you, the fan, for tuning in. Final score, Archbold 5, Defiance 3. For Scoop Miller, I'm Brent Balbina. You've been watching a sports presentation of DCTV.